today we are going to implement another design. The design is from designer Masad, which is a landing page, kind of real estate web page. It has many fundamental elements where we are going to use in many other web designs. Like for the following tutorials, we probably will use some of the flex layout, typography, spacing, and like background color, gradients, and so on and so forth. If you are new here, I'm Juntao. I help people write bad code. So we are going to implement this whole page in this session, but I guess it will be a long session, so we probably will break it down to maybe 2 videos. We will going to implement all the elements on the page, the navigation bar, background image, the gradient, and the hero section, and the search what do you call that, search box, which has different criteria, and you can, when you search, you probably will see a list of search result, but we're not going to touch that part. We only will be focusing on the implement of this mockup. And yeah, let's get started. So for the actual search box, it's basically a flex container as well. It has 4 flex items inside a flex container. So 3 of them are pretty similar, it's conditions. And for the last one, it's a search box. There is there are some what do you call that, delimiter or separator in between. We are going to implement them as well. But yeah, let's firstly mark it up. So we will call it maybe conditions. For the all conditions, and inside each condition there is a span element for the logo, and a section for the key value pair. Let's call it a input maybe, and inside the input, inside the input there is a type, or like a criteria, or search by type, and a value. So all these need to be inside a list item, and we have 4 of them, actually 3 of them, but we can just put the 4 and then modify the last one. The first one, we see like a location, and the location, the value is Bangladesh, and the second one, actually it need to be inside a condition, right? So now we need this group start from here, and I have 4 of them. Okay, so we have the markup, and for the look, it's something like this. Pretty cool. Yeah, for the conditions, it's a flex box again, which we have already been very familiar with. Conditions itself is a display flex. All right, and for the gap, maybe we'll give it a 3 run, and for each conditions inside, we need the flex to be 1. Take the whole space, available space, and what else? So each of the condition itself is because we want the condition, each condition to have a flexible layout as well. So we will need the condition to be a flex container itself. So we'll make the display flex for condition. And yes, I think it's pretty much like that. And also we want the conditions to have a background color, be white maybe. Yes, and it needs to have some paddings as well. What's the padding for the top two? It's 1 for the top, 2 for the 1 for the top and bottom, and the 2 for left and right. It's just like that. And I think, yeah, there is I need to some space on the conditions. So let's move into each condition. So inside each condition, which is this section, so for the first span or the input, we give it margin left, maybe 0.5 rem, to create some space between here. And for the value, or what's the location, we need that location to be grayed out. And we want this type to be grayed out, and the value to be with a bold font weight. Yeah, that's dot input dot type. Color need to be grayed out, and the margin bottom 0.5 maybe. Create some space between, and for the input dot value, we want the font weight to be bold. Also, I guess the font is slightly smaller than the text copy, so we will make the input to have a font weight, font size to be 0.8. Yeah, slightly smaller. And for the button primary appearance now, bolder now, and the font weight bold as well. Is that bold? Not really. But the font size is much larger. Font size 1.5 maybe, and border radius 0.5, maybe not that much. It looks like pretty, and the wise to be 100%. Okay, that looks pretty cool. We also noticed that the whole area is kind of have an overlap with the rent, buy, and sell tabs, but we will address that later on. Let's moving on to fix the logo or the icons. So in Google Font, we actually can use these kind of icons. So for example, we would like to use the global, let's say, kind of icon. We can use that by link this font icon inside our HTML again, right? So we have this, and then if we copy this span and put it in, replace our span here, then we'll get this beautiful like a globe here. For the property type and price as well, we can use the similar mechanism. Price we will use this maybe. The price is this one, and for the house we can use maybe this one. We just copy this icon value and replace our span here, and that will create exactly the same effect we would like so. That's looks pretty good. And then now let's fix the overlapping issue. Let's firstly see what is happening here. If we open the DevTools and inspect the element here, and yeah, you can see there's some overlapping here. That's because the A anchor inside is bigger than the okay, because the A is not set as a inline block element, and that will cause the problem. We will fix that right away. So for the anchors, we have this kind of selector, which is good. So tabs, list atom, and we will make this a display inline block. All right. So now it's actually working, but we cannot see it. So if we expand the background image a little bit larger, let's say 55%, now you can see that it's actually working. And now we need to make this corner stuff, and it should be applied to the conditions. So border radius. So the first, the top left will be 0, and for the rest of 3, we give them 1 rem for all of them. Is that much? Yes. Yeah. So actually we can get some. We actually need to make the whole body background as this color to make this search box stand out. But doing that, we need to change the background color for the body. Background color need to be RGB this one. And yeah, we definitely need to make the space more on the search box. We can do that easily. The padding for this one, yes, we can actually make all the top and bottom 2 ramps as well, so it will make this a lot looks much better. So for the splitters like this one, we can actually using the pseudo element, and yeah, let's do that for condition, for each condition. And we want the what's the condition actually? Condition is a div. So we want this condition, and not the first child pseudo element before. Let's select these, and content to be this one, position absolute, and for the condition itself, we need to make it position relative, and let's give it some color. We can say maybe 2 pixel solid red. Yeah, okay, we can see that. So for conditions, not the first child and before, and we want the height of that to be 100%. Yes, it looks like that, but obviously it's misplaced. Let's have a look at the position. So for each of the conditions, it has 3 rams as a gap. So we would like to move this splitter 1.5 left. That will be easily done by doing left minus 1.5 ram, right? So now it's kind of moved to the center of the space, and yeah, we want the if we zoom in, you can see it's kind of round the corner as well. So we will make that rectangle round the corner as well. And yeah, of course the color is not the red, it's probably sky blue or something like that. Yeah, I would say it's pretty much like that. You have this whole design. It's pretty much like the web design from designer Masad. Again, all the credit to Masad. One more detail here is the font used in the tabs need to be font heading. It looks more real. Now you have it. Today we learned how to implement this web design exactly as the mockup. If you haven't yet, please consider to subscribe so you can be notified when I have any new releases. Also, please click a like, and yeah, if you like, please share that with your friends as well. Yeah, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.